Hello, everyone. I am so super excited to jump into this podcast episode. Now, listen, the whole title of this podcast is Three Things on Monday, and it's not Monday. Well, there's been a lot that has gone on over the month, and one of which is that I celebrated a milestone birthday. So, the first part of this month has been about celebration and honoring the life that God has given me. And so I am just a little bit behind on recording my podcast for the month. But listen, I am here and I hope that you are here with me. And so let's dive right in because we're going to be talking about what's clogging your drain. What's clogging your drain? And so, have you ever felt, and I've got my notes here, so I'll be looking down, but have you ever felt stuck? I mean, I know everybody feels stuck at some point in their lives, like no matter how much effort you put behind what you're doing, no matter how much you plan and strategize, things just don't seem to flow. And so this whole idea of working and striving and pushing and constantly feeling like engaged in just, like your body is constantly pushing against something. Have you ever felt like that? I mean, I know I have. I have certainly felt that way. In fact, I consistently have a conversation with my daughter about like this whole idea of striving. And so it gets a little weary sometimes. But today we're just going to be talking about like what is blocking your progress. And this is noteworthy. It's noteworthy because at some point when you start feeling inspired, you stop feeling like things are working out, or you get discouraged, or you even may want to quit or feel like quitting, as that's because you're not seeing the progress that you want to see. And so we're going to talk about what that blockage looks like and whether it's mental or whether it's emotional, and how you can keep moving forward and free yourself so that you can move freely with excitement, and hope, and move forward so that you can definitely get yourself unclogged, and so that you can get on with the business of living your life from a place of personal freedom and success, because that matters no matter what success looks like. But we all want some level of success in what we're doing. So let me just talk about like what it means to unclog your drain. So I'm using drain as a metaphor. Drain as a metaphor for our minds and our hearts. They both have release valves. And just like a drain, whether you ever had your kitchen sink clogged or your bathroom sink clogged or maybe even your toilet or your bathtub, it's because something is not releasing the water. It's not releasing, it's not flowing. So when we talk about like our minds and our hearts, like your mind and your heart, my mind and my heart. And when we get so bogged down with what's not working or what's standing in the way or what's holding up progress, it's like our drains are being clogged, and we have to be able to release those emotions, release the negativity, and release the doubt and the fear and all of that. So when fear, doubt, and discouragement pile up, all right, without releasing them, it slows us down. It makes sense, right? Like, think about it. It really slows us down. So today, let's break it down. Let's break down what it means to unclog your drain and get your life flowing. If you're ready to get your life flowing, go on and like this podcast wherever you're seeing it or wherever you're viewing it. If you just so happen to be seeing it on YouTube or TikTok or Facebook or Instagram, show some love. Say, show me, or, acknowledge that you have been in this place before. Right? And if you're ready to unclog your drain so that your life can start flowing, because I'm ready too. And I want to help you because helping you helps me. All right, let's talk about what's really clogging up. What's really clogging you up? All right. So this is a call for you to do some reflection. Please excuse the nasaliness. I'm also getting over a head cold. But so like what's weighing you down? Like think about it. Like what's weighing you down? Is it an old offense? Are you do you have a fear of failure? Have you been dancing with doubt? What's clogging you down? So if you might be holding on to a grudge, or maybe you're second guessing yourself, or perhaps you are feeling paralyzed because you're not making progress. Those can very well be the very things that's holding you down or clogging your life, clogging the free flowing of thought, the free flowing of creativity. All right. So that's what we're talking about. And so I want you to think about that. I want you to think about that. Now, just like we get gunk in a drain, I found this little handy dandy tool. The first one I found was at a major five and dime store. And it had these little like wire brushes, and you just stick it down there and it pulls all the gunk out, right? I know it's gross. It's gross, but when you want your drain to flow, you want your drain to flow. So you want to clear it out, right? So just like a gunk in the drain, all these small negative talks, small negative thoughts, and unresolved emotions accumulate over time. And so, awareness that this is what's happening is going to be the very thing to help you to process through and come up with a solution. I'm not here to give you solutions. I might be able to give you some tools, but I rest assured that the solution that you need and want, you have it inside of you. And my goal in this podcast is to help think with you. It's to think with you so that you can know how to tap into your own resource so that you can free yourself. Okay. So what are the consequences when your flow is back blocked or backed up? When your flow is blocked, what are the consequences? What happens when your kitchen sink is clogged and blocked? Water starts to accumulate and all the gunk from your dirty dishes starts to pile up. It's gross, right? It's very gross when your sink is not draining properly. And I'm telling you, without getting into the weeds, if you live in a county and you have septic tank rather than city sewage, then it can be a problem. All right, let me just say that. All right. So when you think about like what are the thoughts that you're having that's producing gunk in your life? What are the emotions that you are accumulating that's robbing you of good energy? And so think about these things because when you actually sit for a moment and think about it, I cannot over stress or overemphasize how important it is for you to reflect. We're so used to just going through the motion. And when we just go through the motion, we're not giving ourselves the gift of being present in our own lives, being present in the what we're thinking about, being present on what we're dwelling upon, being present on what we are contemplating. So I want you to really think about like what is the gunk in your life? If it's offense, if they are a thoughts or habits, excuse me, or habits, or even some of your limiting beliefs that's clogging your brain. Think about it like even as I'm speaking, because whatever's clogging you, just like I'm sort of clogged now. I'm very nasally because I'm still trying to release my body of whatever was there that caused my voice to be raspy and for me to not be able to breathe freely. This is a very, very apropos example of clear that matter out. So, yeah, say that with me. Let me clear this matter out. Clear this matter out. All right. So my next point, so we talked about the buildup, like what's clogging you, what is the gunk that's in the way? Let's talk about the consequences of that. So, you ever felt like exhausted, even when you're doing all the right things? Lord have mercy, Jesus. I don't know about you. I am not going to project my own life's experiences on you, but nothing exhausts me more than doing the right thing and still not getting the results that I desire. And so that's because mental blockages creates resistance. Oh my gosh, creates resistance. So you're trying to move forward, but something is stuck. Something's holding you back. It's like a tension. It's like tug of war, right? Like tug of war. Like so you want to move forward and you're trying to move forward, you're taking action to move forward, but it's like something, it has an opposing force that's keeping you from moving forward successfully. So one of those things, and I thought about this, is how we sabotage our own success because of hidden fear or discouragement, right? So I ask myself, honestly, in full transparency, I ask myself, am I sabotaging my efforts because I've got some immediate deadlines coming up? And guess what? I've not been inspired or motivated, or I don't have enough energy to try to circumvent or, not so much meet those deadlines, but I think I am afraid of allowing myself to feel the pressure. So what I have chosen to do is not feel the pressure. All right. I don't know if that's a good example or not, but that means that if I am not being productive or if I'm being immobile, that is self-sabotage. And it's going to yield the results that I really don't want. I'm using myself as an example so that you can think deeply about whether you're sabotaging your own efforts. All right. So when you don't release what's clogging you up, it seeps into your energy, it seeps into your confidence, and it even seeps into your relationships. So you owe it to yourself to one, acknowledge what's clogging you up so that you can know what's building up to cause this gunk in your life, in your thoughts, in your words, in your actions. And then look at the consequences. What happens if I don't change? What happens if I don't make some adjustments? What's going to happen? It's going to seep into what? Your life, seep into your confidence, seep into your energy, seep into your relationships. And you don't want that. So it's important to be able to say, here's the problem, here's the consequences if they don't change. All right. The other thing is like, okay, so now we talked about the problem and what the consequences, the impact of that problem. So we now got to talk about like, what is that unclogging process and what does that even look like? And how do we clear the blockage? All right. So part of that is just being practical. So please forgive me. So when your kitchen sink is clogged, you're going to go get a plunger, or you're going to try to figure out, remove the visible debris that's clogging the drain, or you're going to call the plumber. You're going to do something. And so and it's a strategy, nothing, we just don't willy-nilly anything, right? So now we're going to talk about practical strategies that can really truly help you unclog the gunk. And so that you can have a free flowing. So one is being able to release yourself through expression. So expression, let me just be clear, releasing through expression. What does expression look like? And you guys, I've got to say this. We are so used to, as human beings, as people who we just keep pushing through the issues without addressing them completely. And so this may sound all woo woo, but I'm telling you for a fact that journaling, talking it out, physical activity, or can help you process and let it go. You got to clear it out. You got to unclog. What is unclog? Start with your mind, body, and spirit. What needs to be done? I can't tell you what to do. I can make some suggestions. I know what works for me. Excuse me, what works for me is being able to pause, being able to breathe, being able to think rationally and think creatively. And that comes through journaling, getting my emotions and my feelings and my words out. Sometimes it comes with doing some yoga or walking and listen to music. Like the other day, I listened to some old school music as I was cooking. And let me tell you, that was such a mood booster. So that's one way to be able to release the clog or the gunk through expression. The other one is reframe your perspective. So how would you do that? Instead of holding on to your fear or your fences or the what ifs and the I can't and I don't want to release and reframe. So release and reframe your perspective. So to get rid of all of that, you got to change the way you think. And if you've been hanging with me long enough, you know I say this quote all the time by Wayne Dyer. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And it's true. It's true. It's true for me. It's true for you. It's true for all human beings because we manifest and reproduce that which we focus on. And so, whatever we perceive and understand and interpret, it will play itself out in reality. So, reframe your perspective. Instead of holding on to all of these fears and all of this gunk, ask yourself, how is this helping me to grow? How is this helping me to succeed? How is this helping me to progress forward? Seriously. So, what is the conversation you need to have? What is a new conversation you need to have with yourself? Start there because perspective is all about what you give meaning to. What you give meaning to. So think about that. The other thing is refill your life with something better. So once you clear the drain, you have to replace the negativity with purpose. Replace the negativity with faith. And replace the negativity with action. All three, purpose, faith, and action. So when we talk about like, what is it going to take for me to have a free flowing of thought, free flowing of positive emotion, free flow of good energy? What will it take? Release through expression, reframe your perspective, and refill with something better. You got this. I know you got it. And one of the things I say to myself, I said it this morning, and when I'm starting to feel the weight of having to achieve all the things that I have set forth, and things are moving at a turtle's pace, when they're moving at a turtle's pace, I said, come on, chop, chop. Come on, let's get up, let's get up, let's get up, let's get up, let's go. I talk to myself that way because I know if I talk to myself that way, I'm going to listen to me. And you listen to you too, whether it is positive or negative. So you may as well just fill your mind, your thoughts, and your actions with the things that you want to achieve and the things that you want to manifest. So you're not wasting time, energy, and emotion on the very thing that you do not want to replicate. So take one thing that's been clogging your flow, just one, and commit to releasing it today. Come on, let's do this. Take one thing that's clogging your flow, just one, and commit to releasing it today. Okay? Now, just as a refresher or, to reiterate what I just shared, you don't have to live with a clogged drain. So start releasing so that you can start flowing. Say that. That's a mantra. I don't have to live with a clogged drain. Today, I will start releasing so that I can start flowing. Now, what's one thing that you're ready to let go of today? We talked about releasing it, like something you need to let go. Do you need to let go an offense? Do you need to let go unforgiveness? Let go of unforgiveness? Do you need to let go of being sensitive or hard to work with or irrational? Do you need to let those things go? Do you need to let go of procrastination? Because a lot of time procrastination is it's not about not getting things done. It's about not having clarity and a clear path forward. So you don't know what to do. So do you need to get clarity on some things? Okay. So I want you to really be thinking about that. Like, what is the one thing that I'm ready to let go of? Because you don't have to live with a clogged drain. You can start releasing so that you can start flowing. And I know that you're ready to flow. Otherwise, you would not be listening to this podcast, right? So, and I'm ready to flow too. So if this episode spoke to you in any way, may I ask you to please share it with a friend who might need to hear it too. That's just some social currency. Would you agree to do that? Well, that's it for today, my friends. I'm so glad you joined me on Three Things on Monday podcast. on Wednesday. And so I look forward to connecting with you on the next Monday. So my goal is to connect with you at least once a month. Please feel free to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube under Presence with Purpose on YouTube, or you can follow me with Stephanie R. Strong on YouTube. You can also follow me on TikTok, Stephanie the Coach. All right, you guys take care. And until next time, be well and make this the most amazing day for yourself. Bye.